All right, so let's start this broadcast with some breaking inputs that have just come in from this capital city of Japan, that is Tokyo. And according to reports that have come in, a Japan Airlines plane has caught fire while it was on the runway at the Haneda airport. Now, according to the Japanese state broadcaster, the NHK, it is being said that this plane actually went up on flames, and the precise circumstances as to what resulted in this fire is still unclear. But it is being speculated, it is in fact being reported at this point of time, that this plane may have had a collision with another plane on the runway after landing at Haneda. There are passengers on board the flight, and more information at this moment is of course awaited. The aircraft reportedly collided with a Coast Guard plane. These are images that are These are live images at this moment that are being beamed straight out of this airport in Tokyo, which show a massive blaze that has engulfed this plane. And these are live images that are coming straight out from Tokyo's Haneda airport. This incident has happened just a little while back. The footage from the state broadcaster NHK shows flames coming out of the windows of the aircraft, and also beneath it, the runway was also set alight. And according to the authorities, it is being said that this plane may have collided with another one, which has resulted in this massive blaze. So this is an incident that has just happened in the last few minutes. This is a breaking story that we are covering at this moment on WION. These are images that are being beamed straight out from the Haneda airport in Tokyo, where a Japan Airlines flight has gone up in a blaze, and there is still no word about any casualties, but it looks like the plane has been completely burnt. And this is what the state broadcaster in Japan, NHK, has of course reported. The airline caught fire on the runway of Japan's Haneda airport. Now, what resulted and what caused this fire at this moment is still being speculated upon, but it is being said that this particular Japan Airlines airplane caught fire after colliding with another plane. Is what is being reported at this moment, and there's no word yet on the passengers. There were passengers inside of this plane at the time that the collision happened. Have all of them been evacuated? We still do not know, but officially there is no confirmation yet in terms of any casualties of people who were inside of the plane at the time that this incident has happened. And these are live images that are being beamed straight out of Tokyo. And this is, of course, a tragedy that has befallen this aircraft. The particular plane in question that we are talking about, what you're looking at on your screens, belongs to the Japan Airlines, which has caught fire. So these are live images of this plane that has been almost reduced to a shell because of this massive blaze that it has been engulfed in. The plane reportedly went up in a blaze after it collided with another plane on the runway. This is what is being reported this moment by the state broadcaster NHK. All right, and also on the broadcast, we're being joined by Ms. Sonia Blashke, who's a journalist who's joining us at this moment from Tokyo. Ms. Blashke, at this moment, this is a breaking story. The details of this story are still not very clear. But do we know as to what exactly happened? How is it that this plane ended up going up in a blaze in this manner?
Well, we don't know exactly yet. I mean, the pictures are truly shocking. When the plane landed, it apparently collided with another plane from the Japanese Coast Guard. At least that's what they're saying on Japanese television at the moment. And then burst into flames. However, fortunately, all 400 crew members and passengers were able to get off the plane before it burst into flames like this. And I mean, at this stage, it's really just horrific to watch how the plane is falling apart.
Absolutely, indeed. And also, you know, like we've been talking, the details of this story are still pretty up in the air, because this is an incident that has just happened and the details are only just beginning to trickle in. And what is being confirmed is that this plane had a collision with another Coast Guard flight that was on the runway at the time that this plane touched down. But does a collision set off this kind of an explosion resulting in this fire? Any information on that front, Ms. Lashke?
I'm afraid I couldn't quite catch your question. I couldn't quite hear you.
Yeah, my question was, do we know as to what resulted in this kind of a blaze? Because a collision, how bad a collision was this? Can a collision spark off a blaze of this scale?
I'm not sure, to be honest. The connection is a bit iffy. I'm not sure if I caught your question, but I think they are thinking that the gasoline caused this large scale of an explosion. And then as for the reason of the collision, that's still unclear. Like if it was the fault of the passenger plane or the fault of the Coast Guard plane. And that's also still not, I'm not sure if that's 100% confirmed yet. I mean, we've got the flight number of the passenger plane here, but that's really all, like you said, a developing story. And it's super rare for a safe country like Japan to experience this kind of accident. So, yeah, it remains to be seen what the cause could have been.
Absolutely. And at this moment, you mentioned that all passengers have managed to evacuate safely from the plane. Is that what is being reported as well, that all passengers are safe and they were able to get out of the plane before the blaze engulfed this plane?
Yes, it's hard to believe when you see the pictures, but apparently all 400 people were able to get off the plane in time. And they also mentioned that once a year they do actually drills for this to make sure that if there's an incident like that or similar to that, that people can evacuate quickly. Now they're giving the number, 367 passengers. Everybody was able to leave the plane in time.
And also considering that, you know, yesterday we had the earthquake and also, you know, the tsunami which affected Japan. And today we have this very tragic incident, but luckily no one has been harmed or injured in this incident. And all passengers, we're given to understand, have managed to, you know, escape from this plane beforehand. An investigation, of course, will be done in terms of what resulted in this kind of a catastrophic blaze that we're looking at. And it's surprising to, in fact, see that all passengers, in fact, have managed to flee from this plane before it went up in a ball of flames such as this. Tell us a bit about this particular airport where this incident has happened, if you could.
Haneda Airport is the main airport of Tokyo, of Japan's capital, and it's really it's an international but also a national airport. So it's really a crucial airport for the whole country, not just for inbound but also for national travel here. And I mean, it remains to be seen what will happen to the schedule. I'm expecting it to affect the schedule quite a bit. Haneda does have several runways. It's not the only one, but it's really the airport closest to the capital of Tokyo. And yeah, I do expect to affect travel in Japan quite significantly.
Absolutely, indeed. Thank you very much indeed, Ms. Sonia Blashke, for joining us and getting us those updates. This is, of course, a developing story that we are tracking at this moment and beyond. This is an incident that has just happened a little while back. We're given to understand on the main airport in Japan, the Haneda airport. The time in Tokyo is, of course, is 6:41 p.m. and this is an incident where every passenger, we're given to understand, has managed to escape before the plane went up in a blaze such as this. And an investigation, of course, will be done. More details will come up. But at this moment, according to what is being reported within in the circumstances leading up to this particular incident, it is being said that this passenger flight ended up colliding with a Coast Guard flight that was already on the runway. Who was at fault? What exactly happened? All of this will, of course, be established in the aftermath of an investigation. But at this moment, this is what is being said. There is no talk of any casualties or any serious injuries. All 367 passengers on board the flight, we're given to understand, have been evacuated safely. And this is a developing story. We'll, of course, continue tracking the details as they unfold in Tokyo there. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.